Alright, and here we are for week 2 of the JLV East. Today, 4 tokens being spent by Yannick and Apollon, as well as Sir Simplot for Scott Polato. Levioso spending 3 tokens as well, many drivers spending 2 and 1. Let's get to qualifying. This week, we're off to Finland. And that is going to place Yannick for the greatest of driving on pole with a 29.87 lap, 0.27 back is Levioso for Carpathians Peak Racing. He'll line up second on the grid. Cookie, another great result for Lahama in qualifying. Taking pole last time, putting it in third this time. Apollon with his 4 token spend for Lightning Racing, wanting to pile on the Welsh driver Tomatoes. Impressive third place finish last week for Lightning Racing. Scott Polato, Sir Simplot going all in 5th place right now. A really good performance for them, and they will need every single point they can get to stay at a last place. Trixie and Ningden Fur stacking up a WTEC 6 and 7. Pamucius rounding out the set of Carpathians to qualify in the top 8 for the top team. With the Romanian outfits, greatest of driving's Gwetsley Boy complements Yannick's pole position with a 9th place start. 10th will be Enigma for Motor Evid, the best car on the grid, spending no tokens from either driver in this race. Austin Dunn for Lahama down in 11th to start. And we also have Fabio GGPT for Fast Racing, a second off the pace. So 11 drivers within 1 second of that fastest lap. So that's really good parity in this grid so far. Fabio GGPT on P12. Starting 13th, Asni for Danube Flow, and Hyperion, the other fast racer, in 14th. And to complete the Swaparoo, Todd Sod for Danube Flow in 15th. Amoir starts 16th for Motor Evid. Tomatoes down to 17th with no token spent this race, swapping with Apollon. And the back marker specialists for the year, Tolly with 1 token spent in 18th, Lulzy in 19th, and with no tokens and no car, Chevrolet Microbus for EVO. And we are lights out in Huaveli. It is race 2 of the JLV. They are starting out of the gate. Yannick on pole, defending to Levy, Cookie, and Sir Simplot looking to join the front of the race as the WTEC Starlights as a pair battle past Cookie as they go off track in this spillway here. Collects drivers taking the outside lane, and it is just madness. The runoff, oh my goodness, we'll have to get a replay in that and see who completed the lap on the track and who had to take the runoff. It is just chaos, and they reorder with Levioso chasing Yannick way behind. He's up to the lead. Apollon and Sir Simplot hold their top positions, but Simplot and Ningen Fur get caught in that gravel area on the inside track. It is very tough going. You have to be very specific on your racing lines. This track will test everybody's skill. And look at that, the runoffs in the suboptimal lines for everybody as they file in through the rest of the track. It is just going to be chaos for the first couple laps as everyone sorts each other out and races amidst the other cars pushing themselves off the track. Let's take a look at the order as they look now. We have Todd Saw jumping up into the top 10, in the 12th spot now, it looks like, but he has been making steady progression, starting in 15th. Enigma and Fabio battling hard for that last point spot in the top 10. Very close here in the middle of the pack. Austin Dunn and Cookie battling themselves with the very suspect. Ooh, really tough corner for Cookie there. 2 points of skill token spending each on the same team. Obviously going to get some battles between the drivers there. Trixie and Ningen first spending 1 and 2 tokens, finding themselves in a similar battle, but in the points nonetheless. Sir Simplot and Apollon holding their own with their 4 token spends as some poor cars on the grid, and they seem to be doing just fine. Not too far behind Levioso, who's steadily losing out to Yannick as he puts on a heroic pace through this windy, chaotic-looking, undulating track here in Finland as he passes the 5th lap of the race and enters into the 6th. Yannick 43, the Swiss teammate of Emil Gretzi for Gridster driving, leads the way in an amazing display so far, and an amazing look at that incredibly eye-catching car as he weaves his way through the track. Let's take a look at the rest of the order. Levioso, of course, running in second on half-worn mediums. Both drivers out in front on the mediums today. A mixed strategy all across the board. Sir Simplot and Apollon. Oh, really good pass attempt on the outside from Apollon there. And Sir Simplot, but Sir Simplot defends and holds on to third momentarily. It's going to be a good battle there as Sir Simplot's tires are gone and a big contact against the wall there. Apollon moves by him. Sir Simplot will have to spend 2 corners recovering and taking the runoff. Almost going into the runoff again there. It's Trixie and Ningen follow up, trying to chip away at the lead of that battle, hoping that Apollon and Sir Simplot can continue to fight each other. Maybe they can draw in a little bit closer, but the split strategy will have Ningen peeling off into the pits as Trixie goes on ahead, and we have Austin Dunn following up into 5th now. And behind is Enigma staying out on the hards for Motor Evid, qualifying in, I believe it was 10th place, now into 8th momentarily, just milking the last couple laps out of his hard tires. They are pegged to last 11 laps here. However, you can see he's sliding quite a bit already. Perhaps the softs may be the better tire in this course, is yet to be determined. Behind in the top 10, Panushis goes into the pits for Carpathians. Asni moves up into 10th, and Fabio for FFR with no tokens spent. What is going on then? We have Hyperion with 2 tokens spent, all the way down in 16th, and Fabio no tokens spent, up in 9th. There must be something wrong with that. I wonder. Asni looking fantastic. And Danny Flo, having spent just a single token himself, and Cookie is up into 10th. LZ somehow is pulling out a 12th place performance right now on his fresh sauce, passing Asni for even 11th, taking the runoff, but still maintaining the position as Gretzky Boy looks for a pass on Asni as well and does get by him. LZ, one of the worst cars on the grid we know Scott Pole Auto is, but with a 0 token performance in 11th place right now. A stellar drive from LZ, could be the most impressive drive of the season to not produce any points. We'll see if he can chase down Cookie later on. Gretzky. And we have Panushis down in 12th, battling with Hyperion, who's made it back up into 13th, but should be up a lot further, you would assume. Having a fast car and 2 points spent. Austin Dunn with his fresh mediums has dropped down momentarily to 13th place, and now will start working his way back up. And we should get a good look at some drivers here. Sir Simplot is sitting in net 2nd place up the order, as the drivers are starting to get lapped already. Chevy Microbus being passed, but look at this, 6.5 seconds behind Yannick is the Scott Pole Autos Sir Simplot. Absolutely incredible drive from him thus far. Oh, the 2 lapped drivers take the escape route and less preferred route, possibly as a blue flag precaution, a little bit extra if you Ask me, but oh, Leviosa's going to be able to get back above Ning and Fur. Wow, he really got caught up with Amor and Toli there, and there's just danger everywhere on this track, even though there are escape exits pretty much everywhere you look. Sir Simplot wants to work on increasing this lead as his tires start to wear out. Leviosa will gain some of that ground back. You can assume to pass him, but we'll have to see the finishing strategies. There could be another 2 sets of soft coming for the end of this race, or someone might try and stretch the hards. Trixie, with fairly fresh mediums, looks to work his way back up into the top 5 with his teammate Ning and Fur. Cookie and Austin Dunn, the 2 teammates spending 2 tokens each, sit in 7th and 8th. Wetzley Boy now up into the top 10 as well to help his efforts of teammate Yannick, who's currently leading this race by over 8 seconds. Absolutely dominating performance here, about to lap his teammate coming up, and Wetzley Boy unprovoked takes the escape route on that line, just getting a little squirrely on those hard tires. It's definitely a hard technical track when these tires get worn. I really think that the softs may be the better compound here, and yet nobody on the softs currently in this midpoint of the race, stretching out those hards and mediums for those long stints. Definitely preferred in the middle of the race to go medium and hard when those long stints are at play. Panuche is way off the track into the runoff and just cuts into Wetzley Boy, and he takes a horrible dive bomb across the track to cut him off, and Wetzley Boy right into the side of him, and they get caught up, and they're going to fall even more behind Cookie. But the battle here is between the 2 for that single point. As Cookie re-emerges on the track with fresh tires, he'll be able to get by them pretty easily as Apollon starts to lap. The driver's in the lead of this race right now. It is Apollon. Where is Yannick? We have to check up on. He should be on a fresh set of hards. So let's check up on his progress as he works his way back up to the top. We'll see if he can reassert himself as a leader of this race. Apollon on a fantastic run on the mediums here, keeping it nicely on track. We've got Sir Simplot down into 5th as he re-enters the track on his fresh mediums. Ning and Fur on a fairly solid set of hards, as is Yannick working his way by Leviosa. A big inside pass, really big wide outside turn from Levy on those waning hards. There's a lot of time to be lost on those different lines. And Yannick is 2.25 seconds and shrinking back of Apollon as he will have to go in to pit for his mediums. Soon it should be a set of hards to the end, or possibly a set of mediums to the end. We'll see. I believe mediums might be the better choice in this situation. And we're going to see if Apollon can give a challenge to Leviosa or Yannick. And he's on to softs. Oh my goodness. He's on to softs for 9 laps. That is a huge gamble. But he has a 3-second buffer from Ning and Fur, who will definitely be taking those hards to the end of the race. As you see Hyperion swooping down in 11th place using that runoff and really struggling for points in this race. I don't know what's going on between him and Fabio. Fabio outperforming Hyperion by quite a lot right now. It's been an unfortunate race so far for Hyperion to be short-changing his 2 tokens spent. He should be picking up some easy points here, but Fabio, anyways, with no points spent at all, is doing fairly good to be sitting in 7th right now. The lap driver count now sits at 13. Oh, Fabio into the wall hard, and Tomatoes and Cookie flying by him. Lap drivers getting past the faster ones. Cookie passes Fabio though, and as Tomatoes comes back onto the track, he's weaving and getting in the way of this battle between Fabio and Cookie, and he loses out. Fabio's going to be able to get back into the front, but peels off in the pits anyway, making that battle rather meaningless in the broad scheme of things. But let's take a look towards the front, and our leader's Levioso going in for his final set of softs, couple laps after Apollon got his. He's going to have a lot of room to make up, but he will be in the best situation of the top 5 drivers. 13 seconds back is Trixie from the others, being lapped by Yannick. All but the top 5 on the lead lap right now. Panusius again taking that escape route. Really not an ideal line, letting his teammate Levioso pass with ease as he's going to work his way back up, trying to get by Ningen Fur, who's on a half-worn set of hards. It may be too late to pit for softs, so Ningen Fur will try and battle and hold on to perhaps just 5th place. If he were to take a set of softs right now, that is going to help his battle. Levioso gets wedged in with all those lap drivers. If he were to pit now, he might be able to maintain. Oh god, what a horrible return to track action that was from Ningen Fur. He might be able to recoup some time, and he will not. Okay, so he's going to go right to the end. Ningen Fur just going to be holding on to 5th place for the end of this race, it seems. Levioso working. A lot of work to do with 5 laps left. 6 seconds to make up on Sir Simplot, which is good news for Sir Simplot, who is sitting right now with very worn mediums. Going to have to hold on for dear might against Levy momentarily to a podium. Absolutely banging performance by the Scott Pool Autos rookie. Apollon, also an incredible drive today. Best lap of 30.12. Holding up quite nicely as Yannick pulls away, but not as dominantly as we thought at the start of the race. His hard tires are starting to deplete, which means Apollon will be gaining, but his softs are dying fast too. It's going to be a very squirrely, swervy fight to the finish. Rain could be interesting. Todd saw another disappointing day on the track for him. Sitting in 16th after qualifying 15th. The Canadian rookie on the Romanian second team, Daniel Flo. Asni, his teammate, also not having a great day on track. They spent a total of 3 tokens combined and looking to be getting no points for it. Apollon falling even further back of Yannick, now getting caught up in the traffic, and we're going to have rain on the very last lap. But I don't think anyone will be compelled to pit because it is only 1 lap left. Asni and Enigma and Chevy Microbus go into the pits. The leaders do not go into the pit though. Yannick stays out. 8 seconds ahead. This is going to be a big shift for some drivers. Apollon does not go into the pits. 10 seconds back of Yannick. I don't know if he meant to there. Oh yes, all the leaders. Oh, smashing into the pit wall is Levioso, chasing down Sir Simplot. It's going to be Yannick quite easily into the win on the wet track as Apollon on red soft tires swerves his way through. But this is what we're going to be watching. It is the battle between Sir Simplot and Levioso for the podium as Yannick clips the pit wall, and this will be his maiden win in the JLV East. Yannick, 43 for greatest of driving, wins the Finnish J-Prix. Apollon swerving into second. Sir Simplot just holding on to 3rd place. The battle for the podium between SL veteran Levioso, SLV veteran Levioso. He hits the pit wall. Levioso banks off of him and passes him in the very last turn. Sir Simplot has the slipstream, but it's not enough to catch him. Heartbreak for SPA on the last turn, and a crash in the pit wall has Levioso for Carpathians Peak getting the podium ahead of him. Incredibly, Sir Simplot gets the fastest lap. That will help, but it is small consolation for that heartbreaking loss of a podium on the final turn of the race. Opelon an excellent second place for Lightning Racing. They're off to a fantastic start of the season. They need everything they can get, battling down near the bottom of the table this year. Ningenfer and Trixie keep a 5-6 finish for WTech Starlight, a 1-2 punch. Trixie nearly a lap behind his teammate Ningenfer, a big split there. Fabio GGPT managing to get 7th for Fast Racing. Cookie and Austin Dunn split either side of Pamushis for 8th, 9th, and 10th. Carpathians Peak, another double top 10 for them in the bottom half of the order. Hyperion just outside of the points, heartbreaking day for him. In 11th, Quetzalcoatl Boy unable to make a double top 10 for GOD as well, but will be celebrating his team's first win. Nonetheless, Asni, disappointing day as well for Danube Flow. Enigma and Amwar out of the points for Motor Evid. No point spending. They are conserving for the latter half of the season. Enigma in 14th, Lolz for Scotpole in 15th. Todd Sod 16th, Amwar in 17th, and quite far off the pace as always. They were 91 seconds behind the pace or more, as Tolly for Evolve Racing, Tomatoes for Lightning Racing, and Chevy Microbus in the back of the bus. That has your results for Huavelli. An amazing chaotic start to that race with all those runoffs and tracks, and here's a look at our team standings as well. Thanks for joining us this week in the JLV East. Next week will be